Okay, call out order number 5.
Order number 5, papers.
Honorable Naomi Wako.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Monday 13th May 2024.
Thank you.
Report of the Select Committee on the proposed dismissal of the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi as the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development. Thank you. I lay, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Naomi Wako, I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes to brief the House on the content of your report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Hold your horses, Honorable Otienda Molo. You already raised a point of order that I'll come to. You remember I told you. Let her finish first.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Select Committee was mandated to investigate the allegation against the Cabinet Secretary as contained in the resolution of House and table its report within 10 days. And as I have already submitted and tabled the report, Honorable Speaker, the committee had the opportunity to sit, and we were able to allow all the parties to present itself, and we gave equal opportunity. Honorable Speaker, in concluding the hearing, the committee was guided by the provision of Article 152 of the Constitution and Standing Orders 64 and 66. On Friday, 10th May 2024, the sponsor of the motion and the Cabinet Secretary made their closing statement to the committee. The closing statement marked the end of the hearing proceedings, and the committee subsequently embarked on report writing. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order 199 provides that a report of committee shall be adopted by a majority of the members. The committee adopted its report on Monday 13th. Today, 4 members of the committee dissented and made their opinion known before the committee. The dissenting opinion is attached to the report of the committee. Honorable Speaker, the Select Committee wishes to thank the Office of the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Clerk of the National Assembly for the support extended to the committee in the execution of its mandate. The committee further extends its appreciation to the sponsor of the special motion, Honorable Wanami, and also the Cabinet Secretary. Finally, I wish to express my appreciation to the honorable members of the committee and the committee secretariat who sat for long hours.
Honorable Naomi Wako, just conclude by telling the House what is the finding of your committee.
Honorable Speaker, the committee, in its report, the committee made the following findings of allegation against the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock. The allegation under ground 1 on gross violation of the Constitution or any other law, ground 2 on serious reasons for believing that the Cabinet Secretary has committed a crime under national law, and ground 3 on the gross misconduct as outlined in the special motion are unsubstantiated. The committee...
Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, order, order. Wanjala, order. Order, honorable members. Order, Hillary, take your seat. Order, Hillary, take your seat. Honorable members, as you know, the Select Committee has discharged its constitutional mandate. Listen to me, I'm going back to what Otiende Amolo raised. Being an ad hoc committee in nature, the Select Committee now stands dissolved. 2, under Article 152 of the Constitution, as was read to you by the Honorable Otiende Amolo and myself, sub-article 9A, if the committee finds that the allegations are not substantiated, no further proceedings shall be taken. 2, being oblivious of the enormity of the matter and having consulted with the majority and minority leaders, I'll give the floor to 4 members on this side, including 4 members plus the minority leader. I'll give 4 members on this side plus the majority leader, and thereafter, all the Honorable Marian Kaitani. When the Speaker is on his feet, all the Honorable members, order, Honorable Junet Mohammed, I want to caution you and everybody thinking like you that this is not a matrimonial court. This is a house of parliament, and I will not entertain any extraneous issues. Be advised. So I will allow 4 on this side plus the majority leader, 4 on this side plus the minority leader. Let me hear the point of order by Otiende Amolo. I will also hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for those directions. I think it is the right thing to do, and I will still be reserving my hope to contribute. But the point of order is this, Mr. Speaker. I rise under Standing Order 90 as read with Standing Order 107(1)(e) in terms of conflict of interest. Mr. Speaker, as a member of this House and as a lawyer, I have spoken and interacted with some of the members of the Select Committee. And a disclosure has been made to me that questions and alleges impropriety and misconduct by some members of the committee. And I'm not talking of anything out there. I am talking of things disclosed to me as a lawyer and a member of this House. In that event, Mr. Speaker, it is necessary legally and by our procedures that such an issue is referred to the Powers and Privileges Committee first. Because in the event that there's any truth in it, then it vitiates the entire report. It would result in the report being a nullity and this House restarting the process. So I need your direction, Mr. Speaker, because I believe that in that event, it would not even be right to discuss the report. It is a preliminary matter to dispel any such suspicions as required by the Constitution and by our standing orders, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Otiende Amolo, Standing Order 87, Standing Order 91, and the ones you have quoted, enjoins you on the following. 1, responsibility for everything you allege on the floor. Number 2, it enjoins you to respect your colleagues at whatever level, at any rate, in any event. 3, in the event you have evidence to discuss any member, which is your absolute right under the standing orders and the Constitution, you come by way of motion. You cannot, and you know it, you are a senior lawyer. I'm your senior, but you're also a senior lawyer. You cannot cast aspersions against your colleagues without a specific motion against any one of them or several of order against any one of them or any two or three of them, that there was impropriety, there is evidence, and you want the House to discuss a member. I will gladly approve such a motion if you brought and I found substance in it. In the absence of a motion, I want to encourage you to set the trend and the example as the leading lawyer in this House, that doing anything different is out of order. Marian Kaitani, what is your point of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand under Standing Order number 184 regarding advance mention of a member. When the proceedings of this particular motion were going on, I was adversely mentioned by the Honorable CS to the effect that I was even the sponsor of this motion, and I requested, Honorable Speaker, and I requested to appear before the committee so that I can explain myself, because I had been adversely mentioned in almost the whole proceeding when the Honorable CS was giving out his defense. And because I was not given that opportunity, accorded that opportunity, I therefore request, Honorable Speaker, that anything that was mentioned regarding me be expunged from the report. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Order, honorable members, order. Honorable member for Aldai, indeed, I got your letter this afternoon saying what you have just said, that you adversely mentioned in the proceedings at the committee, and that you needed time to go and purge any allegations leveled against you. Unfortunately, I got the letter when the committee's time was over. The committee has tabled a report. I have read through the report. There is nowhere where you adversely mentioned in the report, but under Standing Order 184, at an appropriate time, the Speaker will give you an opportunity to make a personal statement on the floor of the House, not today. Once you make that statement, it is not subject to order. The Speaker needs no assistance at all. Once you will make that statement, Marian, it will go to the Hansard. It will be part of the annals of the history of this House. I'm sure whatever was said about you, and I was following the proceedings, you are not maligned by one side. Both the accusers and the defenders were mentioning you in total abundance, as you know. You will make that statement, it will go to the Hansard, it will go to the records, it will not be subject to any debate by anybody. But I'll give you the opportunity to purge all those allegations against you. Can I have the names of these things? One eye. The names. Yes, Honorable TJ Kajwang. You know, Honorable Kajwang, you are a member of the committee.
Yes, I am.
And whatever
Speaker,
you wanted to do, you should have.
I don't want to speak to the substance of the issues that are before us, because to do so, I would be a judge in my own cause. But Mr. Speaker, this is the first time. Mr. Speaker, I'm trying to get your attention on this. I want to explore a constitutional issue. My minority leader, if you could just allow me to get the ear of the Speaker.
Okay, let me hear the Honorable TJ Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak for, yes, just 1 minute, for the development of jurisprudence, custom and tradition in this House. This is the first time ever in the history of the new Constitution that we have tackled this matter. The other House has been lucky that in many occasions they have handled such matters. And so it is important, Mr. Speaker, that you go in history as setting a precedent, the legal foundation by which many and others, and you know, Mr. Speaker, it is this House that can impeach or can call the President to question. It is this House that can call emergency or can declare war in this country. And so, Mr. Speaker, I just think that this gives you an opportunity to put the law in such a manner that everybody will have the foundation. Mr. Speaker, you see, a report has been given to you. You have looked at that report. You actually, the words you have used, you have scanned that report. In law, you have perused that report and you have approved it. But the report has not been given to the members here. The members do not have an opportunity to go to room 8 to read that report, even if that report would die here. But to suggest that the members would accept a report one way or the other without applying their cognitive abilities to it, either to understand that the issues were unsubstantiated or not, would be to deny this House its own conscience and to take away its power to debate. Mr. Speaker, I urge you, Mr. Speaker, that you create a room by which as many members as possible may be able to comment on such issues, even if it is going to, die here, but give an opportunity for people.
Honorable TJ Kajwang, I have no doubt that you've been listening to me, and I know you are a very brilliant, distinguished learned junior. I have said, and you remember what Senior Counsel Otienda Molo raised and pointed out. Under the Constitution, and the President we are setting is observance of the Constitution and our standing orders. Under the Constitution, when the report comes back to the House and it says allegations are unsubstantiated, the matter ends there. Even the idea of reading the report becomes an academic exercise. Anybody who wants to read that report is available in the table office. You can pick it and read it. The converse is that if the report had found the allegations substantiated, then the Speaker would have been obligated to set another day for the House to sit. And you will then, as a plenary, debate the report and vote on it. At that stage, then anybody will peruse the report, will mark the report, will underline the report, will critique the report, will do anything with the report and convince the House that the report is right or wrong, and that decision will be made by a vote by the whole House. In the absence of the latter, then the idea of members reading the report remains academic. The Speaker cannot stop you from later looking for the report and reading it. The Speaker cannot stop you from going out there and commenting on the report. But the chips will lie where they fell, on the floor of this House. So I'll now go back to where I started, and the first member I'll call to make a comment is one Julius Meli. Yes, Okello, what is it? Yes, Okello.
I thank you.
Order, let's listen to Member for Nyando.
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would want to borrow your mind on this. A clear reading of that Article 159 in its entirety, together, Article 152 in its entirety, particularly sub-Article 9, read together with our Standing Order number 66, Honorable Speaker, I do believe that the drafters of these two laws, both the Standing Orders and the Constitution, envisaged a position of unanimity on a matter. Honorable Speaker, in a situation where there is division, there is a minority view, there is no unanimous decision arrived at, Honorable Speaker, that was not envisaged when this was being written, Honorable Speaker. So how do we, as a House, proceed, therefore, in the absence of a unanimous decision? Does it therefore subject it once again to members of Parliament to be heard? Because again, you know, on retrospect, Honorable Speaker, it is 150 members against 7.
Take your seat.
150 against 7.
You've made your point. Honorable Okello, you are a seasoned member, and you should appreciate what our standing orders say. The report that has been tabled here is from a committee of 11. 7 have signed and substantiated. 4 have penned a dissenting opinion. From our standing orders, the committee cannot bring to the House 2 reports. It is 1 report with a dissenting opinion. It remains 1 report. 2, there is no provision in the standing orders or in the Constitution that requires that such a report must carry total unanimity. It only talks of majority members of the committee. And that's what is before us, Honorable Okello. So you are trying to borrow my wisdom. I think I've discharged it to you. Yes, Wanjala. Wanjala, what is your point of order? I mentioned the standing order that you are relying on. That's what every member has been doing.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I know you are biased against me, and I'm not talking. Mr. Speaker,
what is standing order?
I don't want to indulge in the issue of what the report is all about. But the standing order 159 that allows this motion to come in. Mr. Speaker, I have been in this House and you have been in this House. This exercise, Mr. Speaker, is very expensive for a member of Parliament to bring this kind of motions, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I watched them on the TV.
Which standing order did you say? 159? It has no relevance to what you are saying whatsoever. So take your seat. Yes, Sunguli. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable Wanjala. You've had your bite erroneously. The standing order you are talking about has absolutely nothing to do with what you are saying. At all. Yes, Sunguli.
Mr. Speaker,